Good morning and welcome to YAP.
Good morning. Today we're joined by the one, not the two, not the three, Ollie.
Hey, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to dive into this morning's topics.
Now, for the people who are avid watchers of this podcast, they will think that it's Tuesday today, right?
Yeah.
And they will think that I look the same and I haven't taken a shower in like 4 days. And they'd be absolutely right. Showers are actually not demure, so
They're overrated.
I hate I said that word.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
That was painful. But Ollie, how you been, man? Long time no see, man.
Oh, I don't know. We were going to have a little...
The YAP audience has missed you.
Really?
Yeah,
Have
they've been calling for you.
asking
Daniel.
for me in the
Look
in
at
the
Daniel.
views? Daniel's here. Daniel's out here liking the live.
Yeah.
I've been well.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
New updates in life since we last saw you?
New updates. I am currently producing what's it called? A documentary. It's a documentary on Auckland art. So if anyone has any connections that they can get me with the Auckland Council,
Yep.
and because I've emailed them and they're not replying to my emails, I've emailed the New Zealand Herald because they ran a few articles a few years back on a particular art piece I want to talk about.
Yeah.
They got back to me and they said, we've passed this on to our editors. And I was like, they're never going to talk to me. So that was a bit of a bummer. So currently I have, and it's my rock for this, is to make this documentary. So every time we're in our EOS meeting, which is a meeting that we have at work, and Connor, our team lead, goes, "Ollie, are you like on track or off track?" I have to look him in the eyes and say off track.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
What kind of art? Just any? Or?
Like sculptures.
Okay.
Like those sort of sculptures that you're like walking down the road and there's a random one on the side of the road and it has no plaque and you're like, why does that exist? Who made that? And you don't question it. And I was like, why?
Yeah. I like that. That's cool. For me, I have nothing new going on in my life.
You have nothing new? Because I was about to ask. What's going on?
Just YAP, man. YAP is all my life.
I feel weird having headphones and you don't.
No, you can have it.
Okay, I stole those ones and
no, you're good.
I didn't know
your attention, please. The best newsletter ever. Subscribe now. I'm subscribed.
I'm subscribed.
He's subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? And then by proxy, podcast. The best podcast ever. It's like, it goes like, podcast, Joe Rogan, and then Pete, whoever the fuck his name is. All right, let's dive right into it. We're talking about why YouTube is like the platform.
Yeah.
So it's been voted recently. There was like a survey or some poll or some sort by Gen Z people, and they think that
they interviewed every Gen Z person.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did hit me up actually.
Yeah, I remember also answering. Yeah.
It was in my junk. No, they rated YouTube as the coolest or like the best / coolest platform.
That's dope.
In 2024.
I'd agree with that, maybe.
But I feel like it's a bit surprising that they picked YouTube. I feel like they picked maybe TikTok or no?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I think, is it surprising? Is YouTube to me is like cooler than TikTok. There's still a stigma around like if you use TikTok, you're like cringy and you're like childish.
Human.
And I think like most Gen Z actually fall into that age range of like, they're now in their either, late teens or 20s.
Yep.
I mean, Gen Z even goes to late 20s, I think, as well. Like you could be 28 and still be Gen Z.
Damn.
Which is crazy. So I think that there's still like in that, like it's different to like whatever the next Gen Alpha probably would say TikTok.
Yeah.
But I think they're all the ones that are like, I watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So
with a Skibbity Alpha.
Bro, you're actually saying some
I'm
crazy
cooked,
things on this podcast.
I talk to Connor too much, bro.
Yeah, bro.
No one talks to me, bro.
Yeah, it's
sad.
all
Skibbity Alpha.
That's crazy.
But no, numbers. YouTube has almost 2.5 billion monthly users.
Yeah, outrageous.
Users,
that's crazy.
which is actually crazy.
That's a lot of people.
And that's different accounts.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
And think of how many people like you would imagine like watch YouTube without an account. So many people.
Yeah, especially people on their TVs.
Yeah.
That's such a big thing. Like all the smart TVs now have YouTube as an app, and
you just don't log in and you just kind of watch it. Yeah.
You're on YouTube.
I am on YouTube.
You could say you're a YouTuber.
You could define me as a YouTuber.
What's it like being a creator on the coolest platform?
Well, it's kind of funny. My older brother, is like at a point in his life would have defined himself as a YouTuber. He was kind of, I want to say he was an early New Zealand YouTuber. He was making YouTube videos back in like 2012.
Okay.
And like back then he like gained like 2K subscribers. And back then that was big. That was cool.
Celebrity.
That was crazy. Like I remember us like doing stuff and him getting recognized on the street. Like, you'll, and then I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to dox myself. But, and it was like, I remember that was like really cool. And then he like moved on to bigger and better things. And then obviously I got started in the TikTok world because that was the media when I was getting into like film and production and stuff. And then I was like, oh, let's make some YouTube videos because I was like, this could be fun. And it is fun. And I filmed one last night actually. I got to edit it up and
nice.
Yeah.
I think like one of the things with YouTube is that it's been out here long enough.
Oh yeah, YouTube is a strongly established platform.
And it has like a community. Like I see and I hear like a lot of TikTokers go like, link in bio for my YouTube, or like whenever they're trying to do anything, a lot of the times the stuff on TikTok is just clips from their YouTube.
Yeah. I would say it's because YouTube does two things really well. The first one is that it doesn't do it really well. Sorry. It at least pays their creators something, like if you get to a certain threshold. And we saw the same thing with Vine. And I think it's the main reason why Vine sort of died was because it had no end goal. Like people got big on Vine and then they were like, what do I do next? Oh, I leave Vine and I move to YouTube. Like that was the pipeline. And I think it's probably pretty similar with TikTok, right? Sure. Like you do TikTok, you get popular, you establish an audience, and then you're like, well, how do I move this audience to somewhere that's like stronger and going to pay me more and something where I can actually retain them for a bit longer, rather than just being like, oh, that's the guy that says skippity toilet riz on the TikTok. So I think I understand like why you would move your audience to YouTube.
Definitely. I think I mean it's obvious, but like YouTube has the strongest communities for like a platform. You could have like a 20K sub channel and the community there would be stronger than like 100K profile on TikTok.
100%. I mean, you see a YouTube video with 1 million views and that's like way more impressive than a TikTok with 5 million views. But I think also there's a reason why every YouTuber becomes like a merch seller when they reach like 20K subscribers, because like that's what the platform cultivates. Like it cultivates community and audience to be like, hey, I want to show that I follow them. You know, how cool is it I was about to say how cool would it be to have like an old Cody Co t-shirt, but that is aged so badly. How cool would it be?
Speaking of age,
how cool would it be? I'm trying to think of like I can't even be like, imagine having like one of the first drops of the Maverick. Like that's so bad. But like there's something in that, like having like that OG merch and being like, I was one of the fans from the beginning. Like obviously most of them you can't wear it out now. Like you wouldn't go out wearing Team 10 merch now because but like maybe in a few years you might be able to resell that.
It becomes vintage.
No,
that would be such a scary time. Just imagine like in like 30 years, vintage Sidemen T, guys.
Sidemen T. You're on YouTube. You're on Trade Me and Facebook Marketplace, and it's like, yo, I got the vintage Sidemen. You're gonna have like TikTok. What are they? TikTok
shop?
I don't freaking know. Nah, shop, but like I mean like the influencers that do like the clothing, the drip, and they're like t-shirt, vintage Sidemen, shorts, Team 10. Like that's awesome, bro.
I mean, YouTube has been and still is gonna be the dominant platform, I think, for decades to come. It has overtaken TV. Like it's eclipsed TV. It's almost like the one thing that especially in the most recent years is that celebrities have like fully accepted it. Like now more than ever. Like especially with the whole like the biggest star in the world, like Cristiano joining it. Like he has the ability to feature in a film in Hollywood. But he's like, no, let me just make a YouTube channel. The loser.
I mean, I wrote a few things of this idea, like that YouTube is like just becomes a platform for like other glorified things. And what I mean by that is like Mr. Beast is just a glorified food company. Like he's no like, sure, he has all of his videos, but at the end of the day, his videos are just promoting like festivals or like Mr. Beast burgers. Like it's just a glorified like food company,
Yeah.
or the one that like Stan, our boss, loves to use is the Morning Shift, which
Yeah.
is just a glorified, clothing
Yeah.
reseller. But like that's like where you want to get your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like when you're selling something without selling it, it's brilliant.
Yeah, because it works and it makes the brand like seem a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Because like you don't have to be like that's kind of like the thing that I guess like Jake Paul and Logan Paul like missed with the mark. Like
Yeah.
it was all like in your face every 3 minutes. Buy it, link
yeah,
buy it, link buy it.
Yeah.
But if it's just like in the background, I guess chilling, and then
Yeah.
suddenly at the end it's like, hey, go buy my chocolate
Yeah.
bar, even though I use slave.
Yeah. But like it was a different time, right? And they were like trying, they were kind of, I guess I would went about a different way of doing it, which was like you sell to these young kids just by reminding them every 2 seconds that they're not cool until you buy their clothing. Whereas now it's like we're just cool and you want to be like us. So you buy what we do.
No, for sure. YouTube. Amazing. Speaking of YouTube, have you heard about the 6 habits of being a perfect marketer?
I hadn't until I read this article.
Yeah, it's this one news article from you're@10p.leaf.
Yeah.
And I just like, because I'm going to use those 6 habits to become a YouTuber.
Oh, true.
So I'm just like so meta with it.
Yeah, that is crazy. I can read out the 6 habits if you want.
Yeah, let's just go.
Oh, actually, no, I can't. No, I don't have them. I thought I had them here, but
Okay.
actually, I have my own points.
So it starts with start with questions, not answers.
There we go.
And that means you have to ask the question.
Yeah.
Of what does that mean, Ollie?
Well, for me, because today I was talking to the 2 Connors, and one thing that we brought up is, it seems silly to say, but it's really powerful when you think about it, is the question of why. Like, ask yourself why anything you do. Like no matter how small it is, you ask the question first before you go and do anything. And I mean, it's something that I've been trying to implement into into my work and what I produce. And like when I'm, if I'm writing a film and a character makes a decision or does something, you always have to like put a reason behind that why. And you should really implement that with your brand. Like if your brand is going to do something or you're going to market. Right, that was a crazy noise. I just heard that. If you're going to market your product or your item or service in a particular way, I think it's a really powerful thing to ask questions first before just assuming that the right way of doing it.
Yeah, because like the strongest thing one person could have is like intentionality.
Correct.
And like not just like when we're speaking about questions, it's not just like questions for the sake of questions. It's like generative and like actually curious and thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to make a YouTube channel that's like a derivative of an existing YouTube channel, you could be like thinking in the aspect of like, oh, what if Mr. Beast was making the same thing but something like different example. Like you could just like take an existing thing and add like I think it's called the 3% rule. You could just like switch it by 3% and suddenly it's a whole new thing.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So yeah.
No, that sounds right.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, why even when you're doing it, like why choose this and not that? Why choose X over Y? Avoid yes or no questions.
Is this the second point? We're still on the first point.
Second.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just see
how you that was a good segue. That was real good. That was real good. I didn't know.
Yeah, even with the whole asking the questions part, like don't ask questions that end with yes or no.
Yeah.
Ask questions that have a more extensive answer to them.
Yeah.
Because yes or no questions, I feel like are the most. I don't know what the word is, but they're just so
dead end.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere from there.
No.
And
that's a life tip, guys. That's not even a marketing tip.
Yeah.
That's
use that at interviews.
Yeah.
Job interviews.
But why? Hit them with that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they stutter, and then suddenly you look like the alpha. Yeah. I mean, the third one is be non-judgmental and see context. With this one, again, like judgment is the number one killer for curiosity.
Yeah.
Avoiding being judgmental, like it makes you go so far in life, because especially with the whole being judgmental thing, is that you can look at a thing at face value and take it for what it is. And then from that, actually, it's a really good segue, because as you're getting this feedback, you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
So like feedback is one of the most important things, and not just a bit of feedback. Try and maximize the amount of feedback that you get.
Okay, true. How would you say go about doing that? Like, if you were not getting enough feedback on like your marketing or what you're selling, how would you, I guess, try engage with more of that?
I'd try and gather around like a bunch of random strangers and just show it to them.
Yep.
I think that eliminates the bias of like they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Cool.
They could just be blunt about it.
Yep.
You could act like it's not even your product to these random people.
Yep.
You'd be like, oh, my friend or like one of my friends did this. What do you think about it? You can be honest. I hate it too. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, I don't know. How do you maximize feedback? I think that's like the main point.
I guess I maximize feedback with a call to action usually on my content.
Yeah.
And that's how most people do. Sorry, that's how most people like. I guess going back to the YouTube idea is like they'd be like, oh, like leave a comment down below for engagement. Like it's just general engagement rules, right? And
even then, like from the comments that are being left, you could have like a full-on conversation from the comments with a back and forth.
Yeah.
And from that, you could like we do it a lot here. I've noticed with a lot of our brands is that when we get a comment, we're usually asking them a question about that comment. Yes, obviously it's to increase engagement, but then it also creates like an actual narrative that's happening in the comments.
Yeah, totally.
Rather than just like a throwaway comment.
Yeah, 100%.
The next one is taking risks. Now, this is something actually I should take upon my life in general. I don't do too much. Are you a risk taker?
I don't think I'd take big risks that put me into positions of like, uncertainty.
Yeah.
All my risks are
calculated,
well reasoned, and kind of pretty limited.
Yeah.
Like my risks involve like, can I put this like sound effect into this video and not get told off?
Yeah. Yeah. It's about it's the whole thing about just like going outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like in the macro level. Going outside of your comfort
Jordan
zone.
Peterson. Sorry.
Yes. Oh my days. Well, Jordan was the name.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway,
did somebody say it?
No. It just came to my brain. Yeah. Sorry, I know I would have killed your line of thought, but I had to.
Or like there. No. Yeah. Jordan Peterson. Yes. Jordan B. Peterson. Is there a B?
Something like that. Barry B. Benson.
Talking. Yeah. Stepping out of your comfort zone is actually so crucial.
Yeah.
You will 9 out of 10 times you will not regret it looking back.
Yeah.
Sure, it's always like take it to the literal sense of like doing like a bungee jump.
Gambling all your finances.
Yeah, putting all your money in Ethereum. That's fun.
Yeah.
No, but then the last and final point, which is actually it's the one I'm most confused about. It's from curious to competent. I'm literally gonna read it.
Yeah, read it out.
The executive search firm Egon Z something found that executives with extraordinary curiosity are usually able to, with the right development, to advance to C-level roles. So what's a C-level role? Is it like executive?
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah. Leaders may say they value inquisitive minds, but in reality, we know stressful work conditions and pressure can often stifle curiosity. Oh my God! What is this bad podcasting, man? We're trying to record a podcast,
there's
bro.
no respect in this office. The red light's on too.
Yeah. Nah, come in.
Nah, get in now.
Get in.
Come on. Pull up, Mike. Go on.
For
David,
those that
cut
don't
this
know.
out. No, sorry. Wait, well, come on.
Don't do that.
Get a move.
Today, bro. I'm thinking. Wait, sit there. Sit there. Oh, in front of the camera as well. Crazy.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even crawl. So for those that don't know, you have a mic, please, sir. Lee just stepped into this room, and I was talking to Laura about this, and I was thinking that we have to stage a fight on YAP.
What was I watching? Oh, so sorry. We're totally going off track here.
You
now.
just completely ignored what you're saying. You continue.
No, go.
No. This is in relation to the fight.
Okay.
This is exactly in relation to it. You know that guy Isaac HP, the one that goes, at the end of the day, it's not that funny.
He made a documentary.
He made a documentary about Bevo.
Yes.
Now, in that documentary about Bevo,
isn't Bevo the guy that just doesn't choose food?
Yeah.
Dinner.
Actually, you have to. I actually think I might put this in the resource Rex because it's actually a really interesting. Yeah, the documentary. It's actually a really interesting documentary. If you haven't watched it, you have to go watch it. And basically, Bevo says some things that I was like, oh my goodness, this aligns with our company so much. The first one was he lies to his audience. He was like, oh, I lie to my audience whenever. And my mate turns to me and he goes jokingly, he goes, oh, that's what you do, right? And I was like, not even joking. We talk about lying to your audience probably on the daily at this company. The second thing Bevo said, he was like, oh, my life is just a storyline or something. And I was like, he talks about like different periods of his life as different storylines. He's like, oh, like me and
different eras.
Me and my girlfriend, we're gonna go into OnlyFans storyline. It's so funny. It's crazy.
OnlyFans storyline.
No, okay. And then the third, the thing that like relates directly to that is his girlfriend's like, I don't even know if they're still dating. I think they are. His girlfriend's like an OnlyFans creator.
Yeah.
And in his storyline, he stages fake fights with her in order to get like clout. And he's like, the audience loves drama, and like. And then Isaac HP goes like, don't you think there's like a problem in that, like lying to your audience and like telling them that your girlfriend's constantly leaving you and that you guys hate each other? And he's like, nah, the fights like cause engagement and get people talking. I'm like, that's crazy.
He's so paranoid about falling off.
He's so paranoid about falling off that he'll do anything, like
people are saying I fell off.
Anything. And then Isaac's like, would you ever consider starting OnlyFans? And Bevo's like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
You have to for views.
oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Would you guys make an OnlyFans or?
Nah, it's a really good documentary though. You should check it out.
I like it. I watched it yesterday.
Oh, you
So
did?
good.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So
I
good.
thought it was fascinating.
The funniest thing is that when like he was like, yeah, I get a bit of haters and that, and they were walking on the like shore, and then people are squirting water at him in person. He was like, nah, most of the hate is online. Not
Yeah. He's like this area
Yeah.
of the UK is safer, and
Yeah.
then
Just get
instantly as
squirted.
soon as
It's like 11-year-old
starts
kids.
squirting them with water. Oh,
And he got a fucking glass bottle thrown at
Oh,
him
yeah,
when he had a club appearance. Bro, this guy's fucking top 10 most wanted individuals of all time.
yeah, bro, so it's actually like was kind of sad. Like the way it was filmed, it was really well done. Like it actually made me feel like bad for Bevo. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, he was meant to have a boxing fight, but then that got cancelled. But anyways, if you wanted to finish the 6th point, you'd have to go to your attention, please. It's such a good
No,
way
we've
to
still
end
wait. What's the time? No, we've actually still got 3 minutes. So I'm going to break it down. Wait, it was curiosity.
From curiosity to competent.
From curiosity to competence. Yeah, sometimes when you're in a stressful environment, curiosity breaks down and you can't always be curious. And that's when your baseline instincts of competency have to kick in. You know, like if you don't have that, you just end up with incompetent marketers. I'm going to get cancelled for that, aren't I, or something?
No, that's cool.
Okay. I'm lying,
That
guys.
sounded
Check out your attention, please.
Yeah, your attention, please.
Yep. Yep.
This guy, man. This guy comes in with his all black fit, like with the hood on, like thinks like his emo, like some guy, like.
All right, should we check some comments?
Yeah.
We're bringing back an old segment, guys, that we haven't had on yet for ages. All
Comments
right,
below.
back to the very top.
Can I leave?
No.
Yeah, bro, you can leave. What were you coming in here for? Oh, nothing.
There's no one in the office.
Oh, really? All right. We've got a question from Daniel. Mr. Beast Waitomo Caves was epic. Not a question, but that's all good. Hiram said, Ollie. Not a question. He said that plug was crazy, and that was you talking about when you said your 80 dot, please. Bro, the website, gonna be honest, needs a new URL. It needs to be yappodcast.co.nz or your attention please fully written out.
Dude.
Because anytime I want to find it, I can't find it. And I
Yes.
work at this company.
Thank you.
Whoa, I needed to get that out. David, cut that. Moore said
Highlighted
you're
David.
on mute,
Timestamp
mate.
must use short.
That hurt my feelings. I'm going to block you. You're blocked.
Go on, Mike.
Admins, can we get this dude blocked? Daniel said he's trolling. Thanks, Daniel. He's got my back. Hiram said he got you, mate. Shaking my head. Damn, that's tough. Caitlin said, hi, Ollie. Also, not a question. And Lindsay Davis said, top 3 books to read. Well, number 1's got to be...
Diary from a Wicked Roderick Rose.
I was going to say, who were we just talking about before?
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson's 8 Tips for Living in
Diary of a Wicked.
Sorry. Now go. Do you? Because I'm not really a book reader.
My top 3 books. My favorite book is... I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll go. Then you think.
thanks.
Diary from a Wicked Roderick Rules. Divergent. Guinness World Record book 2018.
2018.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really?
Yeah. had
That's
like the girl
crazy.
with long nails and stuff.
They all have that.
Why am I
That's
here?
all good.
Huh?
Why am I here?
Because you walked in,
Yeah,
bro.
but
No
you
one
made me
dragged
sit
you
down.
in. No. Yeah.
Lindsay said 12 Rules for Life is great. Haven't read it, actually. Actually, that's a lie. Lindsay, I'm sorry. You're wrong. I have read it, and I'm going to do my best Jordan
You're
Peterson
wrong.
impersonation.
wrong.
And this is what the first chapter is like. He goes, humans are a lot like crayfish, because crayfish, they hang out in packs. And see, when one crayfish falls away, the rest of the crayfish help the person. There you go.
That's good. That's
that was
good.
my Jordan Peterson.
That's
That's fire.
Best book, Short History of War. Really good book.
Yep.
Details, basically what it says in the title. If you're wanting
Short
to
history of
read a bit about war, short history of war, it's real good. The second one is Never Let Me Go. Fantastic book. Ishiguro Kazuro writes it. I think that's his name. I actually can't remember. Ishiguro something, can't remember. He writes that book. Great book. It's about the value of a human life and what we place on. It has like vegan undertones too, which is kind of cringe, but whatever. It's fine. And then the
He could have got cancelled, bro.
Nah,
Love
bro.
vegans,
Nah,
man.
guys, my
Yep,
best.
silver.
No, guys, my best friend's vegan. Shout out John. And number 3.
Hello, John.
Nah, big ups John. He'll be in. I'll get him to comment
Let's go,
to
John.
prove that he's a real person, guys.
Good on you, man.
And number 3 best book is it said that I've only ever read 2 books in
I
my
swear you
life?
said 6 books in my bucket.
What?
You said like 6 books just now.
I've said 2.
Oh, they just
said
have
2.
like a lot of words to them.
I've said Never Let Me Go, which is one book.
Oh,
Short
blah,
History
blah.
of War,
Yeah.
which is
Just
another
gave
book.
very good
12 Rules of Life.
12 Rules of Life. You see the crayfish.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1.
Masculinity.
Masculinity is based on how many women you don't talk to in a day.
Guys, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning into the YAP podcast. This has
We'll
been
see
one of
you
the craziest.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.